This is where Bridge City Community Church meets. Every now and then somebody will call or email and ask, how to get here for directions. It's kind of a long trip. Let me show you. Come on. Look both ways. This is the first place, Montavilla Methodist Church. Come on. It's a couple blocks off 82nd and Stark, in southeast Portland. This is where we started. First worship service at Bridge City Community Church was in this building. So this is it. This is the first place that Bridge City met. And the first weekend that we officially met, this room was filled. So we met in this building for a number of months. I don't think it was even 6 months. And by that time it was completely bursting at the seams. We just didn't have enough room. And so we had to move to our next location. Come on. So this is where we moved, Milwaukee First Baptist. This room, Helm Hall, we did Axis, we did several major Easter productions. The Nightlife Saturday night worship service started in this room. We did all kinds of stuff in here. And then of course our main service was in the sanctuary. So they've updated it quite a bit since we were here, but this is the room that we met in worship for quite a while. After a while, though, we had to move again. This time it was because some things had changed in the church, and this space was just too big for us. And so we moved just down the street a little ways. So this is the next place on our stop, Harvest Christian Center. We didn't have any other place to meet. We came here, and it was a downsize. This was a place where we began to really experience what it meant for the building to not be the focus of the church. But for those of us that were here, it was a time of great bonding. And then, suddenly, we weren't here anymore either. Milwaukee Grange. Children's ministry was downstairs, appropriately behind bars. So here we were. When we left Harvest, we didn't have any other place to go, and for an entire summer, we alternated between the Milwaukee Grange and our next location. We were at the Grange when the weather was bad. This was the place. Here it is, on sunny days for a whole summer. This is the spot that Bridge City Community Church met. Actually, right over here. Right about here, actually. We had 3 big Costco awnings that we set up when the weather was less than ideal, and everyone brought their folding chairs, and kids played in the park, and here we were, a church with no physical location. So the summer wound to a close, and we started to have more rainy days than are reasonable for meeting in a park, and everybody was looking for a location. All the pastors, lots of church members were looking for different churches that would be available, and we just really couldn't find any. And then at the last minute, we found a place a lot farther south than we thought we were going to go. And that's how we ended up at Clackamas Park Friends Church. So then we finally found a place, Clackamas Park Friends Church. So for 18 months or so, this is what we called home. So the time came for us to move on, and once again, we didn't have a place to go. We looked all over. We had an option way south in West Lynn. We couldn't find a better place. It didn't feel like God was calling us to go that far south, but we didn't have a place to go. Moving day came. We had a truck backed up to the door, loading in all of our equipment, loading in all of our gear. And that morning, we still didn't know where we were going to end up. But by that afternoon, we had a location. That's where we go next. And here we are. At the last minute, we ended up here. There's Northridge Community Church. They invited us to stay. We've been here just over 4 years. And as of March this year, we had the opportunity to buy the building. And that's how you get here.